And we're live. Hey guys, it is me. I'm having a hangout. Imagine that in the middle of the day, something I don't normally do. And I'm also in a very different location, so hopefully you guys can hear. Usually I do the hangouts upstairs, but today I felt like being downstairs, so here I am. So, why am I doing this today? Well, I did say in my last video, my update video, if you guys haven't watched it, you certainly can go and do that, that I would be doing more kind of like hangouts where like we're just sitting down and talking about the stuff that, goes on in our mental life, so to speak. And this is very, how do I put this? This is kind of therapeutic for myself because I did mention that earlier this summer I parted ways with my therapist, and so some people have asked me to talk about that story. I don't know if I want to get into that yet. I might. We'll see how it goes. Jeez, now I can see myself in the light. It's like all the gray is showing and everything else, but whatever. So anyway, it's been a hot minute since I've done these. They usually would be about beauty topics, but today I honestly just want to talk about some, hey, Luck, how are you? Today I want to just talk about some mental health things, and it's just there's always a reason behind the fact of why I start these things, because it's always about something I'm currently going through, and if it's anything about me or anything about the way I do my collie chats, it always is relevance to stuff that I am already going through. And there are times that I feel like unless I'm physically talking and not typing or commenting or doing something in the relevance of having to just where people don't see me saying or my expressions, my tone, my whatever. I'm very sure this happens to a lot of you that have mental illness. Very misunderstood. Things are misconstrued. Things are taken out of context. Things are taken bit by bit and put into other I don't even know. It's put into just dialogue that has nothing to do with what I was trying to convey. So therefore, that's why I decide to do videos like I do my collie chats or these hangouts or what have you. And I know that, people don't like too many intros, or why do people have to do that? Why do people have to talk so long? Well, because in YouTube land, that's what we do. We have to get you ready for what you're prepared for. So if you are interested in this type of a thing, if this is something worth commenting on, please do, because I do appreciate feedback. I do appreciate people's stories. I do appreciate feedback. So without further ado, we're going to get to the actual hangout, as if I didn't start it already. If you hear noises in the background, that's because I have an open window and there's buses going by, cars going by. We're live here. We're just live here. And kids. We have kids in the background too. So anything like that you'll be hearing, that's just everyday life. So I want to do a little bit more of a discussion about certain things I mentioned in my update, my life update video, which you have to understand something. You're trying to compact a lot of dialogue in a 15-minute video. And there's a lot of things that might have been missed or misconstrued or taken out of context or what have you. And that's why sometimes I feel like it is almost to my detriment. Well, I've gotten used to me playing with my hair, then I'm gonna go crazy because it's one of my many, what do you call it? Just it ticks. It's a tick. It's a nervous thing. It's an anxiety thing. Anyway, don't throw me off, Luck. And you should stay for this too, because I've got some things to say about something you're related in. I'm playing with my ring light here. Is that allowed? Okay, so there's a lot of things that are misconstrued. There are a lot of things that I don't fully go into because I try to compact a little of just giving you general ideas of what's going on. I don't give you every detail. There's reasons for that. I protect other people's privacy. I'm protecting my own privacy. But then said people watch videos and they assume the worst. So here we are. Okay, so I mentioned in my update video about my shingles situation. So my shingles situation is right now on the mend. It is getting better as far as the rashes are concerned. They're starting to let up. It depends on what day it is. There are days that it is so swollen that it is so uncomfortable, or there are days that it feels like cramps, or just just like annoying little pain, and it can throw me off physically. And when that happens physically, then mentally I'm thrown off. And there is a pattern to my ways of doing things, and unfortunately, some people don't understand that. But here it is. There are times that physically, when I'm not feeling right, mentally, it goes to a whole other place. And seeing as when you're already in flux, you're already going through things, physically feel lines. And for me personally, I go into this hibernation where there's nothing I can say to explain what I'm going through. And it's not just physical, it's mental. And what I'm going to say during that time is not going to make sense. It's going to sound like I'm feeling sorry for myself, or I'm trapping myself in this victim area. And that's not what it is. It's the process of going through whatever the physical is and having the mental kind of like meet up and understand. Because for me, there's a lot of things that when they happen, I don't understand why they're happening. And that's through everything in my life. That's events, that's general. It's just the way I am. So when that happens and I hibernate or I shut down, as most people like to look at it, there are some people that take it personally. I know that my family takes it personally. I know some of my close people in my life take it personally. My past relationships have taken it personally. Here's the thing. I'm only one person that can be who I am. And I cannot acquiesce to everybody else's needs all the time. Even though I have an empathic nature, and even though I have been known to be like, I want to help, I want to be there for you, I want to be this person, and all of that is true. But as I'm getting older and as things are becoming more physically aware to myself, it comes down to the point where you say, when do you stop and take care of what is happening to you without it offending other people? I have yet to know how to do that. I have yet to know how to take care of myself without offending other people. And that is something I have a true issue with. And if anybody has anything that they can offer constructively, I would love to hear it, because it gets to the point sometimes where I get so frustrated and it triggers my emotions, and my emotions therefore get into either one of two places: anger, or really just, I guess you could say I break down. There's no other way of putting it. So I don't know if that is part of depression, if it's part of the borderline, if it's part of empathic behavior. When you read on the internet, you read so many different things that it could be, that it might be, that it's suggested to be. And sometimes it's too much information and it's an overload, and you get to the point where you're like, well, how do I explain this to the individual that keeps asking me? Because I try to research as much as I possibly can, because personally, I am incapable of just blurting out what is wrong with me. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's very difficult. So people take me the wrong way. So people think that right away I'm being a bitch, I'm being judgmental, I'm being cold, I'm being dismissive, when basically I'm reacting to actions. And what that means is I have a propensity of, when a person says something to me, especially in context of the way they handle or the way they react to me, I have a propensity to react to that action. And that seems to people off. So they do one of two things: argue or cut me off. When I tell you that it is the most frustrating thing, hey Carla, how are you? It's good to see you. When I tell you it's very frustrating, and tell me how you guys feel about it. How do you guys feel when you're in your head, when you're mentally going through something and you can't explain yourself, and the people that love you the most are the ones that are challenging that for you, the ones that are really giving you the hardest of times, the ones that sit there and will tell you how much they love you, but they show no patience whatsoever, no tolerance whatsoever, and their actions are to either continue on their day or cut you off. I really would love some feedback on that, because that is a struggle, isn't it? It is so frustrating, so just demoralizing. And if anybody follows me and goes back to so many different aspects of my channel, if you're gonna pick videos to watch, pick everything. Because I'm not summed up in just one video I made in a 15-minute line of just updating my viewers, people I care about that come and watch my channel for content when I'm not around. You know, I feel a responsibility there. There's a responsibility in the people that do invest in you. You want them to know what's going on without diving too deep. So it's funny because we'll get luck, sometimes vastly and quickly informed. So instead of bothering my fellow friends or my close relations, I go and I dive into the internet and I look into just what possibilities there could be. And it's not that I think, okay, that's it or that's it, because obviously I go and I take a professional's point of view. The thing is I've spent a lot of the last few months, when I was in such a broken state, of trying to get back to myself. And I felt like at some point, like the midway through the summer, yeah, I don't dislike myself. I'm going to say that right out. I don't dislike myself. I dislike where my head goes. I dislike that I'm misunderstood. I dislike that as a person who I'm trying to be, this person I've always been, and trying to exude that to other people in a loving way, is misconstrued and misunderstood. That is what I struggle with. Do I struggle with myself mentally where I don't like go with it? Yes, absolutely. Do I dislike myself as a person? No. Can I get on myself about a lot of things? Yes, we all do. I'm very critical about myself. Do I get to the point where no, I get what you're talking about, Carla. I get that. I do. I know that there's some people around me that struggle with mental illnesses, mental health, their own things. So I take that into consideration. And I'm very open to conversation. What I'm not open to is avoidance. I'm not open to that. I'm not open to ignoring a situation. I'm not open to just forgetting about it and deviating into something else. Because for me, as I know, it physically takes its toll. It's no longer just mental. Now it's becoming physical. And I don't blame it on anyone. It is a culmination of things, and it has to do with me. It has to do with the way I respond. It has to do with the way I take care of myself. It has to do with if I'm choosing to discuss it, if I'm choosing not to discuss it. I do take full responsibility for my own actions. But, ooh, squirrel. See, I get distracted. But there is a line. There is a line where people take something that I say and run with it and take it out, or they take it into this big bubble where it might not fit because they have trapped themselves into their own little world of understanding. And sometimes it collides with mine because I get deeper and I'm more literal. So at that point, there is a full head-on collision. I am so glad to hear that, Carla. And I honestly, I'm asking for it at this point, and I'm not trying to sound like funny asking for it, but I'm asking for people to comment on my channel because I want to open up this dialogue. People are so afraid or they don't want to elaborate on these things. They just want to go about their day and be distracted. And that is our problem. I believe too much distraction causes more of a dilemma because all you're doing now is just engrossing yourself in distraction. And what actually makes you run, makes you tick, makes you as a human is now being ignored. And when that part of you is ignored, that's true. I agree with that, Christiane. Thank you for saying that. She said we all struggle with some sort of mental illness, and some people label that. And I want to get to that topic as well because I don't enforce labels. The reason I even use borderline personalities because that's what I was diagnosed years and years ago. I have been told so many different things in the aspect of mental health, and I honestly believe that we are our best knowledge of what we are. I think that we know what we go through. We know the sensations. We know the things that make us go through pitfalls. We know how destructive we can become. And we also know at sometimes when it means that we are crying out or looking for help or assistance and don't know how to get that. And that is on me. I will be the first to admit to you guys, I don't know how to constructively ask for help unless I'm just saying, listen, I really need this. And even that fails. And I don't understand why. It fails. If I say I need this or I want this, a person will just circle around it and be like, well, what do you want? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I have such a struggle right now with one person in my life, and I love this person so freaking much, but I struggle with this person so much it's not funny. And it comes down to get that we've been born in a generation where all this internet and all of this access of information was not there. So you had to go through, snail mail, and you had to go through very little internet. And if you were on the internet, you were only in a capacity where you can just do like a little bit of like talking on a chat or, do anything else. Or just the good old telephone, which nowadays is, what's a telephone? What's this anymore? This basically is not used for conversation. This is used for everything else. So I get that it can be a struggle when you're trying to relate to somebody that you love so much, and with mental health being involved in it, that there is so much chaos. It could be a simple thing and it turns into chaos. And that's when I go into habitat form. I go into my habitat. I go into, okay, because nothing I say is going to remedy this. Nothing I do is going to remedy this. Obviously, the person I represent is not going to remedy this, so I'm going to take myself out of it. When I do that, not good enough. It's a no-win situation. It really, really is. So, all right. I want to go into something I have apprehended to upload. And a few months ago, I did 2 videos. One was 50 Shades of my thoughts and wants and needs, and the other one was like the follow-up, the update to that. Well, a few months back, I made another video quite like that in relative to mental illness and relationships. And it was basically blurbs of just thoughts of like, the things you go through with certain people. And I have been, in my experience, I have had relationships with everybody that have had bipolar, addiction, schizophrenia. I have been involved with people that have had some deep, deep, deep mental issues. And me with my own struggles, trying to be in relationships sometimes poses quite the trepidation. And I don't believe that they all necessarily have to fail. So again, I want to look at the aspects of that and how to remedy the main problems that people with mental illness have when they have relationships. And that doesn't just mean relationships with just romantic relationships. I mean relationships as far as like friends and family. If they are all suffering with a mental illness or not. But I did kind of focus in on interpersonal romantic relationships. That's what I was focusing in on, because there again is a struggle that I currently have. So again, I open up the floor, I open up for conversation. If anybody wants to comment on that, if they have anything to say, that would be great. I usually go by experience, and then I let everybody else say what they have to say. But at this point, I'm opening it to anyone at all that wants to just say, hey, I struggle with this, or my partner does that, or, because for me, it's very helpful. It's been a while since I go to my channel for any type of like feedback, because my channel and I have this little relationship where a lot of people come to me for certain things and they'll tell me, well, don't do that. I had a comment, and I appreciate every comment. So I'm not throwing anybody out there saying that they is like, don't say those things on my channel. But this really, I had to laugh. This comment was like, I like your channel, but please stop talking about the drama in the beauty community, because it's not what people want to hear. It's not what people want to watch, and people are sick of it. And it's funny because in my head during the video, I was like, nobody cares. Unfortunately, a lot of people, because of the state of the beauty community, a lot of people want to hear it. I think it's fun because smaller, and I mean, I should even say smaller communities. Nowadays on YouTube, smaller communities are like 10,000 and, whatever. Now we're like the real menial, minuscule communities. We don't get listened to. We have so much to say. We have a lot of intelligence, and we have a lot of things to say, and people don't want to hear it because of our numbers. And I am one of those people. I've been around for a pretty long time, and I've met a few YouTubers. I'm friends with some YouTubers. And when it comes down to it, everybody here, let's just put it out there, everybody here on YouTube is about themselves. Let's not lie. Everybody out here is out to create something that they want people to pay attention to. That's bottom line. Or else why would you be here? Or else why would you talk to a camera? Because if it was just about talking to yourself, well, hey, I can do that on the fly any day. But it's about wanting to relate to the world, to an audience, to specific people, whether it's, just about letting people into your world, or showing off a skill you have, or showing off your thoughts like I do. So therefore, that's why I have done the types of videos where I'll comment about the beauty community, because 98% of the time I'm talking about beauty and makeup and all that stuff. And just in recent years, the last 3 years or 4 years, I've gone into, depression, and done the hangouts, and done, community drama, and done what have you. So that's why I, every now and again, we'll dive into it. Does my channel mean that it's going to turn into a drama channel? No. I think it's more commentary, more about just, giving my 2 cents into this, because I deal with the beauty community as well. Maybe not in the forerun like everybody else does, but, this is a part of my existence here. And I've put a lot into what I have done here, over the years, and trying to please an audience, and trying to, be a part of the beauty community, because I like the beauty community. And I don't mean the drama set beauty community. I mean like just going and having, having to try new things and having to show it to you guys, and being quirky about it, or telling you guys about things that are budgeted or that can be, you know, a cheaper way of going about things. That's my angle. As far as like the rest of it, as fun as it can be, it's exhausting. It's exhausting to keep up with everything, every aspect of it. And one area that I don't get into as much, and I should on my channel, is the age group I am in, and putting it towards like what we wear on our face and what we look good, and what makeup works for us and what makeup doesn't work for us, and skincare and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna take a drink. Yeah, I'm talking too long. So it's that kind of, and just so you know, guys, I don't have a side chat thing. This is completely just on the fly. I wanted to do like a specific, hangout, which I would like to do with a panel. It's been a long time since I've been able to do that with a, just panel of people and interacting and having conversation. That is something I really do miss. Being a moderator or just being on people's side chats, as cool as that is, it's rarely an interaction. I'm more about being, like this. I'm not, I mean, I enjoy side chats and commenting and, talking to people there, but at the same time, it kind of loses its interest to me. I would rather be out here, where you can hear me or see me or know what I'm saying and get a feel for the tone and get a feel for the conversation and be able to come in and comment. I mean, one thing I do miss about being in communities is having that option where people can come on my channel and we can have a hangout and we can discuss whatever is pertinent, whatever's important. I mean, sometimes the gossip got a little too far, but it was fun to just sit around and bullshit with people. And I spread myself among communities to be, hey, listen, been here a while. If you ever need help, blah blah blah, here it is. And sometimes that gets me into a little bit of trouble. Getting back to something I said, Luck, if you're still here, Luck, if you're still here, getting back to something, yeah, I'm going to address something. I don't know how it's going to be taken. Some people won't understand what this is, but I've got to get this off my chest because I'm going to feel just, it's just going to aggravate me if I don't. So, I have been a moderator on another person's channel for a while. And like I said, when I go through my certain things, when I'm not feeling well or mentally not feeling well, thank you, Luck. This is for you because you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm Luck is part of that channel. I'm very happy to be a help. Oh, okay. There's all the comments. Let me know if I'm back, guys. Let me know if you can see me because I had to reconnect or what have you. It says I'm live, so that's good. Sorry about that. The Wi-Fi gets a little funky. Okay, so anyway, when it comes down to this particular channel, it's a streaming channel. It's and I've called it on here a lot of times. I've thrown it out there. I enjoy it. It's great. It's somebody I adore and care for, and I'm glad that he's doing this. This is something that he's been putting his heart and soul into. I, as somebody who's also have offered a lot of advice, sometimes I think I overstep that advice. It might sound like I'm being too critical, and I get that. And if that's the case, I do apologize. But at the same time, I am present on the side chat. Last night was one of those things. I jumped on last night because I hadn't been there for 3 or 4 days, and I just said hello. I wasn't really gonna interact too much. Just wanted the person hosting to know that I was okay because I had been not gone, but I had not been mentally or physically well for the last couple of days. So I jump on, I say hello. The moment that happened, you can tell just by the look on his face, was not happy that I was there. Then there was this comment made toward the end where it was like, somebody's fucking with the channel, somebody's fucking with the stream, and I know who it is. Let me explain something, because I tried to have a dialogue and conversation with this person, who I love, by the way, and they weren't hearing it. So I'm going to say it in public. Maybe that will cure the illness of this. Number one, when it comes down to doing anything YouTube related where you're striking somebody's channel, there's usually, I know you know, there's usually a email that gets sent to you that says, so and so has striked or thrown a strike at your channel. That's number one. In my time here, I have had one copyright strike. And it was because of there was a lot of discussion about this person, and this person was a troll. So this person decided to strike my channel, which I ended up winning, okay, because this person was a troll. The other thing is, how can anyone think the moderator, somebody who's a part of the channel, is going to do something to mess up a stream because we're not getting along, or you're angry at me? That to me blows my mind. There is an air there of just this mistrust, and I don't do things like that. I will tell you, as a moderator, the things I watch and the things I will test. There are times that I will unlike a video on this person's channel, and within 2 seconds, because it's happened a few times, and I do this as a test, okay? There's a few times that when that happens, 2 more show up. Then I'll go back and like it, and when that happens, it goes back to 1 person disliking the video, and that's not myself. There are very many things I can do as a moderator. I have eyes, I see, I know, okay? That is what I normally will do. But if I'm just coming in just to be like, hi, hey, I'm not involving myself with what's going on. The content is what is being stricken. It has nothing to do with anybody's personal stuff. Or it's somebody that maybe you pissed off, maybe it's a troll. There are people out there that do these things just because they do them. And this is not the person it should be shot at. I cannot tell you how many times that when there is some glitch or some problem or some, whatever it is, I'm the girl. Apparently I'm the girl. And that's just not so. My involvement with the channel is basically to just keep my eyes out on things. There are times I know that. And honestly, I wish sometimes you guys as a side chat would indicate that to him. I say this to everybody, and that's including when I do many hangouts where I've said things, where I have made the mood a certain way, and I've had people say on my side chat, hey Dawn, that's not right, or I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna go now, that kind of a thing. You're setting a precedent, you're setting a tone, and now it's somebody that has helped you, has been there to help you, and you're making it out to be the enemy. I'm not the enemy here. I'm the person that has supported you, has backed you, has always. Do I disagree with certain things? Yes, I do. And I make them vocal at times. Do I disagree with some of the content? Yes, I do. But that's just my opinion. That doesn't mean that I'm going to sit there and go, I'm going to strike this channel till it gets taken down. No, I'm not deviant that way. Okay, not to people I care about. I have had people troll me. I have had people tell me, I've gotten into my personal Facebook account. I know, and that's the other thing I'm getting to. Look, I have people who have come to my personal Facebook account who have taken pictures of my daughter, webs with her face, accounts with, other people's faces, my face, and have come to my hangouts, other people's hangouts, and thrown out the worst things they possibly could throw out there just to get a rise out of me. And I informed or tried to inform, the side chat there where Luck is from. And I got, let's put it out there, I got shut down. I got shut down, me personally. That really, really sets a tone for the way I'm going to be from that point on. If you are going to be somebody who hosts and throws out content and wants, interaction and wants people to watch you and want people to subscribe to you, then you need to understand the precedent you're setting out there. If you're going to basically say, she's moderator, but if I'm not there and my little wrench is taken away, or, it's put out there that I have no way of like getting that across, that it's got to stop being about personal stuff. The personal stuff needs to be separated. And if it cannot be separated, then don't have somebody that you are in a personal relationship with or a friendship with helping you. Because if you're going to do nothing but blame them and block them and tell them that they can't be trusted, what are you doing? And I have given so much advice about what not to do here. And there's people out there that will understand this and they will know what I'm talking about. Right, it is what the chat is for. I have said this about as viewers, you guys are the reasons why we put out content, why we want channels to succeed. Therefore, if it is all about, and I really would like an opinion about this, if it is all about what I feel I'm going to put out there, just what I want, me just saying, I'm right. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, guys. It keeps doing that. I told you the Wi-Fi is kind of funky. But as content creators, yes, it is about stuff that we want to share, things that we create, things that we want to show you, things we want to share with you, but it's also about what you guys are interested in. Not saying that we take our channels and we dedicate it to just that, because that would make a person unhappy. You have to do a little bit of both. Talking about taking feedback and talking about taking criticism and talking about some things that might upset people. As that person who has been on both ends of the gamut here, behind the camera, on side chats, involved in YouTube events, involved in YouTube, related things, why would I want to destroy that? That burns me and it hurts, and it's at a point where why I react to a person personally has to do a lot with the way they make me look to everybody else. Obviously, that's who you're talking about. So therefore, because he had said, I know who's doing this, and then all of a sudden the channel went policy violation, that was to me. No, because before that was a mention that I had done something. And no, it has nothing to do with that. If I struck your channel, you'll know about it. You'll know about it. And that bothers me. The thing about YouTube too is it gives you a little bit of paranoia. I get it. But why would it come from me? And that just, that really just gets me to a point where I'm like, I give up. I can do no right. I can offer no, obvious positivity, because it's all taken a certain way. Point where instead of it being a discussion, well, you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm not the person that's in control of that. It's you guys. It's what you guys want. Okay? And I love being a part of the community. I do. At the same time, there are times that there are certain things that I can't sit through, and I have discussed this with him, and that shouldn't be a bad thing. Some things I don't get involved in conversation wise. I have a very limited, I guess, intelligence. I guess I'll use that word. I I don't know. Like, there are conversations that get so deep rooted or so like intricate or about, world politics or things like that. I can't. I just cannot. I'm not somebody that pays attention to all of that because it would just cause nothing but stress. And as it is, I'm trying to, just live stress free because that's not even, let's face it, that's not even possible. But as little as I can deal with as far as like the general world, I know the world is in shit. I know it is. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy people. I enjoy interactions. I enjoy goofing off. I enjoy the silliness. I do. That's where I fluctuate. That's where I thrive. When it gets to, just about, presidential stupidity or, all of that, I just can't do it. And I've had already a run-in with somebody that, was a Trump fan and, got on me because I wasn't. And I'm not doing that. I don't come to YouTube to have, these kinds of, debates. I don't do that. I don't want to go on YouTube or anything of that magnitude and have to worry or have to feel like I'm going to end up with this butterfly in my stomach or this feeling of tightness in my chest. I don't want that. The feeling that is gross. Come back, come back, come back. Mm, please. Oh. Hey, sorry about that. I told you they were what have you. Uh, I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be. I'm a lot of things that obviously I need to work through. But as far as like my involvement with people, I'm going to be very upfront with you. Bottom line, that's it. That's it. I have no recourse to hurt anybody's channel or to kick them off YouTube, especially somebody I'm close to. That's horrible. It's ridiculous. I have my moments where, yeah, I disagree with things or I don't like something, but that does not mean that I'm looking to destroy their work. That's cruel. And for anybody to think that of me, I have a real problem with that. And I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it because I can't say anything. I can't say anything without it being looked at as something else. So no matter what I say, no matter what I do, so at this point, I put it out there in public because the public has to see it sometimes, and they probably don't even know what the hell is going on. So there is that. So if there's any comment or any kind of feedback for that, I hope it can be constructive as well. Hope it can be conveyed constructively, that there is no more recourse from this because it's exhausting. I don't get these gray hairs for no reason. I'm not looking for any more fights. I'm tired. I'm tired of struggles. I really am. That's the thing to people. It's a constant. It's a job. It's a 24-hour thing. It's you know and that's everybody. That's not just not one. Everybody. And I'm pretty sure that I'm no bag of no no bag of tricks. I'm pretty difficult at sometimes. I know I am. I embrace that. I embrace my difficulty. I embrace the fact that I can be complicated and, and frustrating and aggravating, and at the same time I can be extremely loving and caring and amazing, and it's my personal dichotomy. You got to balance it. It can't be up here and it can't be down some stuff. But I'm rambling, and rambling makes me uncomfortable, so I'm going to drink water. But there's 4 of you. So if 4 of you have anything to say, or if you're just secretively, sitting back, I'd appreciate any kind of interaction, or else I'm going to go to sleep. No, or else I'm just going to kind of hop off because I really wanted to put it out there. Also, would you guys be interested in me doing hangouts at night? Because I know that most hangouts were at night. You, the Simonati princess, that's you. I discussed about your comment before. There's nothing wrong. I was a series of discussing, my update video and relations with mental illness and relationships, YouTube, that kind of a thing. So I mentioned your comment before, and not in a bad way. I was just saying, like, it was funny when I read your comment about you don't want drama on the channel anymore. It's nothing people want to watch. It's not me. And I completely take that. I completely take that constructively. And I do hear it. And like I said, the only reason I did it, is a form of entertainment, sometimes even for myself, because I laugh at a lot of this stuff. I think a lot of it is ridiculous. But at the same time, I'm in the community, even though I'm this little tiny little blip community, because I do interact with a lot of YouTubers in that community. And I just say about it. But no way, shape, or form has this become a drama channel or anything of that nature. I comment on a lot of issues that have to do with just who we are as people, mostly, and who we're representing ourselves to be. And sometimes it's misconstrued, and that's pretty much the essence of my hangout today. Is just sometimes what we put out there is not necessarily taken as such. Well, I don't know how to take that. I would love to do hangouts because my and stuff like that, and we would just talk about stuff and just joke around, or I'll sit back with a bottle of wine and let y'all just whatever, and panel it up, because I really miss that. And here's another thing. I'm going to put this out there. There was a discussion about myself and Jay having a duel where he comes on my channel, and we have a hangout. I would love that. Absolutely love that. I don't think that that's a bad idea. I don't know how you guys would feel about it. I don't think he's mentioned it. I'm mentioning it since it's my channel. I would love to have him on my channel. I've spent many, many, many years thinking about it, that he would be great in a lot of capacities and a lot of, things that we could discuss. And topic-wise, he's amazing topic-wise. He's amazing. His mind is amazing. Oh, stop. See, that's the thing. I'm not even about that. I'm just a girl. I'm just that person. I like being around people, and we're a bunch. We're a bunch. We certainly are a bunch. We're a bunch here too. We are definitely a bunch here too. I don't know if you guys know my friend Nikki Murphy. I mention her 1,000 times all the time because she's amazing and I love her, and she's my best friend here on YouTube. We talk about YouTube related stuff, and I miss having her. I know some of my other friends that do hangouts, and I would love to have Jay on. That would be an amazing thing, if he's not fighting me at the that week. Maybe we can have that. Maybe we can pull it off. And anything that you guys can suggest here on my channel, would be amazing, because sometimes a gal sits there and she's like, am I going to talk about now? What am I going to do now? Outside of the makeup stuff and even that, which when you look at the views and you look at what people are interested in anymore, it's like, I don't know. I don't have a jet. I don't have a helicopter, a hot air balloon. I don't have editors. I don't have an amazing camera. I have my ring light. I have my little what have you, my iPhone, my little cameras, and that's it, and me, and that's it. I don't do the fancy schmancy stuff. Sometimes I like to throw in a little music, a little, what have you, but other than that, it's not gonna be this grand all, production. And that's what YouTube is, so much heavy production for the YouTuber that for me it kind of just takes away from the actual content, because there's so much production going on, and it just fails on believing what that person's talking about, or kind of getting involved in what they're talking about, because the production is a big deal. And it's like, well, I got, and oh, look at oh, this product, I'm going to try this on and I'm going to knock it, and then and by the way, disclaimer, there is something, this is a video I'm going to be making on my channel, because this pisses me the hell off like you have no idea. Okay, disclaimer, this Hangout or any video that has anything to do with depression on my channel will never be sponsored by, nor will I have an affiliation with BetterHelp.com. What the fuck? I mean, really? Now we are now materializing, or we monetizing, or going on the nothing sacred. Is there no truth to YouTube anymore? Hey, AJ always shows up when I'm about to talk about something really serious. Is there no end to who takes some concept and try to make money off of it? BetterHelp this is a website where people can go for therapy when they don't have the finances to go see an expensive therapist, or they don't have the insurance to see an expensive therapist. So BetterHelp, I've tried BetterHelp out myself. It's okay. BetterHelp is another avenue. But these YouTube are making videos. Yeah, it's bullshit. It is such bullshit. These YouTubers are making videos, Trish Paytas, like, oh, I'm going through this, I'm going through that, and look at the link down below. That drives me crazy. So I'm saying this now because I know at some point, somebody, somewhere will say, oh yeah, you're probably I am not. So I've used BetterHelp. I've paid for it myself. And like I said, for me, it's impersonal. It's like talking to a friend. And I appreciate that it's a professional. And I appreciate that it is offered to those of us suffering from mental illness or depression, and that it's another avenue to go down. And it was very helpful at the time, because I wasn't, my physical therapy with therapist at the time felt like additional. So I checked it out. I wanted to see what it was about. For me personally, I have more of a reaction, or it's more helpful when I'm talking to a person one-on-one, when I can see what their expressions are, when I can hear their tone, when I know that they are they're listening to me. Somebody behind the scenes, that is probably, they could be playing freaking, God of War for all you know, and then they're like, oh, hello, are we back yet? Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I told you, it keeps kicking me off. There have been many successful stories on Better Health. It's all in how you approach it. But I can't stand the fact that now that's a fucking sponsorship. Why? It blows my mind especially again too, but the fucking YouTubers that are just, we get it. And by the way, the ones that are promoting it, they need the fucking mental help. They don't need to be sponsored. Let that sponsorship pay for their fucking mental health. That's what they need. They don't need to be paid to talk about this or to put it in their little fucking, descriptions. That's bullshit for the rest of us out here who deal with this. Are you sponsored? Oh, no, 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 no. You know what? And I really appreciate that. And you're kind of made me laugh because I'm like, it's been a long time since anybody said I was a drama channel. But I completely get it. And it was tiring. And um, also, AJ we joke around about Manny MUA all the time. And it's so funny now the way it's all ended. But I digress. The BetterHelp thing, I'm not a fan. I don't appreciate it being exposed the way it is on YouTube. I think it's another way of making YouTubers look bad, especially those of us who do have mental illness, who do suffer from it, who would think like this, but not by watching these fucking morons when they're clearly doing videos because they're sponsored by it. Oh, it drives me crazy. Like, isn't it bad enough you screwed up the makeup industry? Now you want to screw up the mental health industry too? I'm just saying. I think that's a load of bullshit. So, say what you will about that, but today, literally today, I'm in my feelings. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's been a very shitty week physically, mentally for me. And then the woman thing kicks in, and fighting with men. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for the wine. I'm gonna be enjoying some wine tonight because I need it. And I just want to kick back and enjoy things. I don't want to sit and explain myself every 5 minutes. I'm tired of seeing things get blown up all over the place over absolutely nothing. And hello, baby AJ. How you doing, girl? I miss you guys. I do. I miss AJ. AJ and I with our little me off. There we go. It keeps kicking me off, guys. But going back to doing hangouts at night, how feels about that? If that is cool. AJ was one of those many that would be on my side chat, and she's always enjoyable. So that would be a lot of fun. I really miss it. And so I was kind of thinking, like as a test run, we started. Maybe starting next week, doing something like that, or who knows? I'm very impulsive. So just like I'm doing this one now, 3, 4, 5 hours, wine kicks in, and I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna do a hangout. But yeah. Anyway, so I've talked for an hour. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I know YouTube keeps buffering. It keeps kicking me off. That kind of a thing. It's really annoying. It always does that. Because I'm actually not on my computer. I'm on my tablet. I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to throw on the live and just have at it because it's been a long time since I've done that. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up because I keep playing with my hair. I really just truthfully, everything, guys, anybody who watches this on the replay. Oh, it's acting like Manny. What do you mean? It's not, it can't be acting like Manny. I want to open up dialect. I want to open up conversation. I want to open up interaction. I want to open up, people being real with each other and not fighting all the time. It's exhausting and it puts me back in tailspin. That's what it is. All of this stress that just carries on and carries on. It puts me into a health tailspin, and I don't enjoy it. The shingles don't want any more. The panic attacks suck. They suck for anybody. So I think I talked enough. It was really great to see you guys again. Hopefully, I will see more of you on a consistent basis. And I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye. Let's see what shows up.